He disagreed with her for a plan for a rollout spreadsheet PowerPoint, whatever it is. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what was the rollout about?
Yeah,
what
could you just write back to us, Andrew, and tell us what in Denver, Colorado, are you rolling out other than joints?
Yeah.
That's all they do is they smoke the pot. Oh, f*** you. Why are we here? I have no idea. It's Lisa Lampanelli who got sucked back into the world of entertainment. Welcome to Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli, the podcast that no one cares about, and I'm not even sorry. I'm here with who? Introduce yourself.
It's me.
Oh, no.
Oh, more Wicked. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You made Wicked your ass off.
Yes.
You're late to the party, but I love it. This is Nick Scopoletti, my
up?
unpaid, untalented sidekick, loser friend. And of course, we're here with Celia, the much beleaguered, the much maligned producer who is put upon and constantly changing her footwear because of my demands. So congratulations, you've upped your game this week.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that compliment.
Who said talk?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Turn your mic off.
So to send us a letter, this is, again, a podcast where we give advice. It might not be good. It might be a little good. It might be fully bad.
True.
But to at least get your question on the air or have a chance to, send it to shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. That is shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. If you haven't listened to all our other episodes, listen now. Not like we're not going to say the same shit we say every other time.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
We're very wealthy from the show. It's doing so well.
Oh, it's killing it. We've had 4 episodes and 4 downloads. I'm not going to brag.
Just on one episode, though.
It's so true. Now, Nick, our subject every week, I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not, because it is a human function to cough.
Yeah.
And I will say that is what our show is about. This episode, as you know, every episode we take one issue that's been plaguing me over the week and had letters from people talking about and asking advice on, and we are dissecting it to the best of our ability. So this issue we're going to talk about today, I will set up by saying I teach, as Nick knows, I teach stand-up and storytelling at a college in Connecticut. Now, these are not children. I would say they are 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
The oldest student's 26, but he's remedial.
Gross.
I know. Disgusting. Yeah. I hate higher education for elders. Leave it to the kids. They're our future. So anyway, I'm teaching class, and there's one student, I can't use his name, obviously. He's named after, let's just say, a town in Texas. So let's call him Houston.
There you go.
I had him last semester. I have him this semester. He is literally my favorite student. Hands down. He probably is every teacher's favorite student because he's very open. He's a great actor. He has a good sense of humor about himself, and he can make fun of himself.
Right.
So I taught him last Thursday, and all week I have been torturing myself because I'm like, oh, we were pretty jokey last week in class. And by we, I mean he and I. But of course, my jokes always tend to be insulting, which is terrible. And I apologize, but too bad. I made a living. So he said something about wanting to work on a stand-up bit about being, quote, non-athletic. And like, if you've ever seen a kid who's non-athletic, it's this kid. He has a 5-inch thigh gap. He's like 120 pounds. So we were joking about non-athleticism during the class. So I figured, he opened the door. So when someone else said about being non-athletic, I would just joke about Houston. I would say to him, well, if you want to see a real non-athlete, look no further than this guy, or whatever it was. And he would laugh. So I'm leaving school that day. Take the elevator down to the garage, and I'm like, did I hurt his feelings? Oh, my God, I hurt his feelings. Uh-oh. What do I do? What do I do? I know what I'll do. I'll overcompensate, and because I know it's like in his best interest, because I feel when someone hurts your feelings, you should tell them. So he's a kid, though. So I figure, is it my job as a human to apologize because he's younger than me? Or should I not interrupt his journey to adulthood by being like, he should bring it up? So instead, I didn't either. I over-complimented him in an email to try to make up for this supposed error that I made. So I sent him this great email about how I loved having him in class and, oh my God, I'm so proud of him and all the growth he's had, and never heard back. So I've had 6 days of literal neck aches, back aches, torture about should I bring up to him, hey man, if I hurt your feelings, I'm really sorry. But then the other part of me is like, well, isn't it his job? So I want to do an episode today on whose job is it to apologize or bring to someone's attention that an apology is needed. I've been on the receiving end of a lot of codependency work where they clearly state, in 12-step programs, it's that person's job to tell you what they need. But is that harder for some people? What's the deal? So I'm still, even at 63 years old, kind of going, maybe I have to step in and just kind of like take responsibility first. Have you had this stuff happen to you, Nick?
I mean, I'm pretty perfect. I've never done anything wrong.
That is true.
Ever. I've had a little bit of it. I would say I definitely get in modes where I know that feeling when you're talking about like torturing yourself.
Yeah.
Like if it would be like a conversation, for me, it would probably be like a conversation or something I said to someone at work and like whatever. And then I would go home and I'd be like,
yeah.
And then you don't see him for a while. And then you're like,
yeah, and every time you see him, there's a perceived coldness. Yeah. Like whether that's just our projection.
Yeah.
It's like, no, maybe they were just like not in the mood to talk that day, but we take it. It's all self-focus and making ourselves the center of the world. Because here 100%. I am thinking this kid gives a shit about me for 7 days and hasn't answered my complimentary email back when he's just like a college kid who's busy and might not be hurt.
Right.
I remember, I have a friend who's been sober for, 30-something years. So he's worked a lot of these codependency issues out, and even he falls prey to it. I remember I was always joking. I have a third rescue dog named Petey, who's legitimately as dumb as you get.
Right.
So I was telling my buddy who's sober, I was telling him, oh my God, this dog is so dumb, but he's so adorable. I'm so happy I got him.
Like me.
And yeah, kind of like a little lap dog like you. Me. So he sends me this really funny meme of a Chihuahua, which Petey is. Sends me a meme of a Chihuahua, very bumping into a wall, very special needsy. So it was really funny. It was just like when my dog did. So I didn't see it because I didn't go on Instagram for a little while. And I get a text from him 2 days apparently after he sent it. And he goes, listen, I just want to say, I know we were joking about Petey, but it was way out of line for me to send you the meme where I probably hurt your feelings about this dog thing. And I go, I just didn't see it. So even a guy who's worked on themselves relentlessly for 40 years, 30 years, whatever it is, still falls prey to the, oh my God, I have to torture myself over this thing. Yeah. And basically, if that hurt my feelings, it's fine. It didn't. It would be my job to say, hey man, I know we kid around, but that's a little tender. Don't joke about that.
Right.
But it's a really slippery slope. So even the people who have the most insight, who are the most, the people in your life who've worked on themselves the most, even they fall prey to that.
100%.
Yeah.
I have to work. If I'm upset about something or get in an argument with someone, I have to work to I've worked out it takes a few days. I'll work out all the scenarios in my head and I'm mad and it's like, this person, they fucked me.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then by 2 days later, you go up to them and I'm just like, hey, my bad. I was just in a bad mood. I'm sorry I said that, et cetera, et cetera. It's just
And do they do they even know what you're talking about?
Sometimes, yes, for sure. There was one actually yesterday at work. I was on my phone. This girl I work with started talking to me, and I didn't hear her because I was on my phone, and she's a very pretty girl, and she was like, Nick, and I was like, what? And she's like, I was talking to you, and I go, oh, is this the first time a guy hasn't paid attention to you ever?
Oh,
and I got real.
Okay.
And she goes, well, it's that, listen, she's like, it's that time of the month. I go, you still get those? I thought you were in your, and I was like, okay, we gotta.
Your problem is you're funny. That's the problem.
And I fucking started, and then literally, she's cool, thank God. And literally like 3 minutes later, I went over to her and I go, stand up. I go, give me a hug. I'm really sorry. And
So you molested her on top of it? See, I
she
feel
Venmoed me to do it.
Yeah, well, you forced affection from her.
No, she was like, no, I'm just in a bad. We both apologized to each other, but it was in 3 minutes, and I was like,
it is best to kind of just nip it in the bud.
100%, because I know that feeling of like stewing, and then your body, like you said, your body starts to ache and shit.
Oh my God, everything hurts, and I'm like,
worst.
oh, it's shocking. I threw up my back and my neck because I'm afraid a 19-year-old's upset about me and probably never read the email. So I go like,
you were twerking, right, Lisa?
Yeah, constantly. Yeah. So I send him the thing, but the fact that then he ignores it, because I'm like, well, the minute he writes back, I'll feel better.
Right.
So it's almost the universe telling me like, no, you got to make this better within yourself. So either have the balls to send a real email or talk to him and say, hey, man, I know we get jokey in class, but I feel I may have been out of line, and have him be an adult and say it. But then, of course, from day to day, the next day, it's like, listen, man, fuck that kid. Let me tell you something. First of all, answer a teacher when they send you an email. Second of all, how about you don't be a pussy and you say, excuse me, Miss So-and-so, that hurt my feelings. Because that's obviously the most respectable way to act, right?
Right.
And then I go, by, of course, the fourth day, I'm like just spinning. And then yesterday, I knew I was going to see him. And I said, you know what? I'm going to show up early and I'm going to say, can I speak to you? And I'm going to be the adult idiot, even though it's codependent, and say, gosh, Houston, I really hope I didn't hurt your feelings last week. That would really, that would be terrible for me to do. So are you okay? So instead, what happens is I don't get there early. I self-sabotage that move because, oh, God forbid, you don't drive through a place and get your big Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And then he came a little late to class, so I'm like, damn it. And I figure, I know. We'll walk to our cars together and I'll suss it out. I'll suss out the situation.
Suss it out.
So I go down. How was your week? Great. And he goes, I got your email congratulating me about school. I just didn't know what to say, so I just ignored it. And I go, no, that's fine. I go, you could usually just say thank you. I said, or ignore it is fine. He goes, well, I just didn't know what to say. I'm uncomfortable with compliments. So I'm thinking, I worried all week that this kid was mad that I was mean to him. Apparently, he doesn't like compliments either.
Right.
So you can't win with this fucking kid. I think what we're saying is this kid.
Him.
I hate him right now. But yeah, it's like it's such a slippery slope of like knowing what's right. Like that whole thing in codependency where they talk about no is a complete sentence. So basically, suppose my idiot. I don't have idiot friends like this, but suppose like
just me.
Oh no! I mean idiot friends like this who want you to go on a trip with them. And you just don't want to go. In codependency work, you just have to say no. You don't have to say, no, I don't want to. No, that timing isn't right for me. No, it doesn't sound like my thing. People should be able to accept a no.
Right.
And as old as I am, and as much as I work on myself, I don't think I've ever been able to leave it at a no. It's too hard. So those things about not apologizing, even though you think you hurt somebody's feelings, or just being blunt and saying, nope, that is almost impossible. I had to turn down, I got invited to a wedding in the summer, and I don't want to go because it's too far. There's a lot of plane transfers. I'm trying to cut down on activity this year. I'm just trying to be a lot more mindful of what I say yes to.
Right.
And I had to be super careful how I worded the reply to the invitation because I was like, I want to just go, nope. But that's not how you keep friends either. And do I owe them an explanation? Not really. But they at least deserve a no, I wish I could attend. Yeah. However, this doesn't work for me. Can't wait to celebrate with you in person. But it's hard to just leave it at these blunt rules that we know are correct.
Just fucking throw a thumbs down emoji in there.
You both shouldn't get married.
Hey, we would really like you to be the... And just go...
Wah, wah.
Like a gif of the guy from Gladiator just going...
Or can I just send them like a eggplant?
Oh, I do all the time.
I know. And a poop. An eggplant and a poop.
Eggplant, poop, rainbow. What else? That's really it. Water emoji sometimes.
Well, P.S. Wait, I just started ignoring you, and I'm not apologizing.
You don't need to.
What would you rather be? err on the side of the person who anticipates, hey, I'm accountable to myself and I may owe them an apology, or the person who's like, well, it's up to them? Like, who would you rather be?
I think it so depends on the situation. But I would say I would probably be the person who would be now. I would be the person I'm more likely to be like, hey, I'm sorry and apologize and just make it all good.
Right.
Even if I still have a little bit of like, you were fucking wrong there, but
Yeah.
I would rather do that because I used to be the opposite way and
Yeah.
just hold grudges, and I could hold them.
But
good.
that's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
I
not
know, but
saying it's
still
a
holding
grudge
on
hold on to that fear that they are withholding some kind of, there's a little nick in the friendship, a little like, it's a little scar that kind of like they're letting fester.
Yeah. No, I would be more likely to apologize and bring it up now. Back in the day,
I know.
I would have.
Why don't they all just fucking man up? Why don't they all woman up, tit up, dick up?
Tits up.
I was
zoom
like,
in.
I honestly wish it was a perfect world that everyone could just say, hey, man, that hurt my feelings. That's the best. Because I recently did that to somebody. I think it really threw them off. Like, people are not used to people just going, hey, that kind of hurt. Oh, I'm sorry you're mad. I go, no, I'm not mad. It just hurt.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But that's hard to say, too. That's vulnerable of saying I'm hurt versus I'm mad.
Yeah. I think you being you, though, too, is people are like, oh, I could say things and joke around with her and blah, blah, blah. And so they get excited to do it.
Right.
And
It's
they
like,
do it.
no.
And you're like,
yeah.
meh.
Not really. Nope.
What's up, cunt? And
I
you're
know.
like, actually,
not anymore. I mean, if you want to see it all come out, we can. I did a sorry, not sorry recently because
When?
it was in class one day, my adult stand-up class.
They're the
And
worst.
God bless them. But there was this one woman and she was really pushing back on advice. And I'm like, well, why are you paying for the class? And then I said, look, after like 12 pushbacks, I said, you know what? Honestly, if this doesn't work for you, maybe this isn't the class for you. And then I go, sorry. And then I go, wait a minute. I'm not sorry. I go, I think what I just said to you was perfect.
Yeah.
So I take my sorry back.
Yeah, and then Lisa was like, you should kill yourself, lady.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And
How
she did.
dare you, Nick? Suicide is a big, bad topic. So if you have a question for us, write to shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. That's shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. And Nick, do you have some letters for people who are apologetic little douches?
They're big douches.
Oh,
I don't like
hate
any
them
of these
all already.
people.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All right. So, Lisa.
Hi, girl.
Love you so much.
Yeah.
My name's Andrew.
Oh,
I'm
a guy.
37.
Okay.
I'm writing from Denver, Colorado.
Oh.
Ooh, I like snow
Rocky
and
Mountain
skiing.
High.
Fuck you.
Pothead.
I've been overthinking this situation with my coworker. I think I might have upset her during a meeting last week when I disagreed with her about a plan for a rollout.
Oh, it's getting very technically already.
I know, this is like
it's a
very,
lot of
like-
businessy.
Yeah, the PowerPoint didn't go all the way.
Yeah,
Shut up, Andrew.
business spreadsheet.
Spread your cheeks. She hasn't said anything to me about it, but she has also been seemingly avoiding me. Do I bring it up and risk making it weird, or just assume she's fine? I hate leaving things unresolved, but maybe I'm just making it worse by obsessing over it.
Yeah, this guy's between a rock and a hard place. Nick, let me see that letter in person. Walk that thing over here. No, I want to come on. Look at those thighs rubbing together. Listen, this
thigh
guy.
gap here.
First of all, I love that he at least calls himself out on his overthinking.
Yeah.
Because I was obsessing about this stuff too. I get it. And he is making it worse by obsessing over it. Like, literally, in my situation last week, it could have been like, okay, you know what? You're going to apologize on Thursday, and let's move on with our life. But, of course, that doesn't happen. So I get where he's coming from. This whole thing about she's seemingly avoiding me. Like, but is she? Like,
What's in your head?
I know. So
Yeah.
much of this is just imagined.
Yeah.
I used to have a notebook that on the cover it said list of imagined slights. So meaning like, what do people say that they actually didn't mean anything, but I'm going to keep a list and keep a tally of who's the asshole and I hate them.
Okay.
So I don't know with him. I think honestly, if the price of keeping it inside is more than the price of asking, you got to figure out which gives you less pain.
Exactly.
So you're overthinking, you're obsessing. Do we morally know that it's her job to come up to you and say, hey, man, that was kind of bad. I wish we could talk about it? Sure. But if it's going to ruin your week and you're not emotionally there, have done the work to get emotionally out of that habit, then just go up to her and be like, hey, can we talk about what happened in the meeting last week?
Yeah, I would say that. Go up to her, address it, get it out in the open. Also, too, my question would be, what is his relationship with her besides work? Like, is this like a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Does he really care about her? Does he have to work with her a ton? Does she have power over him? Like, what's the dynamic? Like,
so much is not being unsaid.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think, but Lisa's right. Like, just go and address it, see where you're at. But like, it's a close friend or something. Like, I don't know the dynamic here.
I just think I live in a fantasy world of going, wow, I think if all people just went up to each other, that would be great. But they're not gonna. And the tenseness and that whole tension around the office, and then just to go in every day and be like, oh God, does she hate me? And is that our problem? Yeah. You know, it is. It's our problem is giving a shit if people hate us when he clearly probably did nothing wrong. Like he disagreed with her for a plan for a rollout spreadsheet PowerPoint, whatever it is. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what was the rollout about?
Yeah, could you just write back to us, Andrew, and tell us what in Denver, Colorado, are you rolling out other than joints? Yeah. That's all they do is they smoke the pot. Because last time I played in Denver before my retirement, I remember I said, I was on stage. I said, could the lights go up, please? And, of course, the big pothead who was running the lights at the theater was outside smoking a doob. And I said, Denver, you're dead to me. So you know what, Andrew? Just die and go smoke the pot. Next letter.
Fuck you. All right. So, dear Lisa, in the past year, I've lost 25 pounds.
Yeah, bitch.
Talk about defying gravity.
Oh.
I feel much better about myself. Last week, I saw an aunt that I'm not crazy about.
Uh-oh.
We've all been there.
An aunt with a capital C. Am I right? No fist bumps
No
ever.
shocks.
No.
Hell yeah. And she told me how much better I look and that she couldn't believe how big I allowed myself to get.
She has
Damn,
a point.
I didn't see that coming. That was funny.
I thought I apologized about this already, but...
oh, my God. I feel like that was way out of line, but I don't think she has any idea, which she doesn't.
No, she does not.
Should I call her and ask for an apology and explain why I'm hurt? I'm not a confrontational person, so what the fuck do I do about it?
Okay, I was with her till the not confrontational part. I so object strongly to the I'm not confrontational, which means you need to grow the fuck up, and if something bothers you or hurts you, say something. That is just giving yourself the chance to build tons and years of resentment and be angry internally and hold on to all of it instead of everything isn't a confrontation. It's just a discussion. It's just a conversation. So if I remember once I was meeting with you and Andrew and Bo, these guys that we ostensibly write with every week. And I remember I was like, I'm mad at Bo. And I said to you and Andrew, wait in your cars because I got to talk to him about something. And I'm like, there should be no fear about bringing up, hey, Bo, what you did, I didn't like. Let's talk about it. Obviously, you didn't do it in front of you guys and then just told you guys about it later and we all laughed. But that's not confrontational. There's not two types of people. Those of us who don't like confrontation and then co-opt everybody to take over our feelings or we resent them, or people who just bull in a china shop, go in and be like, look, motherfucker. Like there's that in-between ground of just going, hey, Aunt, let's make it Aunt Lisa, because that sounds like something I would have said years ago. Like now I know better. Now I know
now you would never.
No, because also like, you know, who says less weight equals more attractive? Like it's just like fat phobia. It's just bullshit. So how about just say you look great, how you feeling, whatever. So anyway, years ago I would have definitely been like, dude, you fucking let yourself go. What the fuck?
Remember those tits?
Yeah, man, they hung. Those were like tits that hang. Like if that was me and also these aunts though. are formidable. Like there is a certain fear level of some of these elder relatives because you're like, oh my God, she's going to yell at me. She's going to be mad at me.
Right.
I often wonder, I'm the type of person, if I hurt someone's feelings, I'm formidable, so I don't know if they would tell me. They'd be afraid. I'd be like, fuck you. And I honestly wouldn't. I wouldn't start crying white girl tears of like and make it about me. I'd be like, oh man, I'm really sorry that hurt. You know how like white women always have to cry about. It's like, wait, how did it just switch to your issue now? Now I have to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
So if that was me, I would love if a niece could come up to me and say, gosh, I'm not usually comfortable with conversations like this. I fear confrontation, but you hurt my feelings when you said I looked terrible before or whatever the verbiage was. I'd be like, oh my God, I didn't intend that.
Right.
I'm so sorry. Like that would be so mature and great.
Right.
But if you're going to write your story as I'm not confrontational, you'll never have a confrontation. You'll never have an equal friendship. You'll never have an equal marriage. And you'll just be a doormat. That is my feelings, and I'm right. So you know what? Go eat yourself to death.
Yeah, fuck you, Mallory in Sacramento.
Mallory?
That was the name. I forgot to read it.
I love that.
It's a cool name.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, what the aunt did was inarguably wrong.
What?
We know what the aunt did was inarguably wrong.
No, 100%. I have. It's weird because with my family, I have the hardest boundaries of all time. Like if they say shit or anything that's going to interfere with my, like I will, for a sports reference, I'll stiff arm those fuckers to the ground. Just get away from me.
We only have women and gay men listening to this, so I hope you're happy.
Both of those
I
things.
hope you're happy. Now that the
Good old shit. But at the same time, like I understand it. It's like, what's it gonna? You know, when you say you have an aunt you're not crazy of, maybe you apologize and it makes your guys' relationship better. And you guys,
that's true.
It could. Maybe you apologize and she's like, oh, what are you, one of those liberals that has feelings?
One of those good fatties are good too, chicks? How did she turn into Jennifer Coolidge? I don't know.
I don't know. But, I mean, also, too, like, if it's an aunt that's like, say, this is a grown woman, I would assume. So if her aunt's like in her 70s.
They're not going to know. Sometimes you just got to give
like,
old people that pass.
You got to give them benefit of the doubt, man. Like at some point, it's like you're going to call up your 75-year-old great aunt and be like, you know, well, you said, just let them. They're about to be out
I remember
anyway.
Years ago when my mother said to me, my mother would always joke around about how lousy my boyfriends were.
Yeah.
And it would like hurt my feelings because it's clearly, this is years ago, like before I dated somebody decent.
Right.
And I clearly picked badly. And she was worried. But I mean, every time she said it, I'd feel worse about the choice I made. And that sounds like what's going on with Mallory.
Reliving.
Because she feels bad that she knows internally she didn't like herself at the other weight.
Yeah.
And it makes her feel like, shit, I did let myself go and I wish I hadn't. I was like, I wish I hadn't dated those kind of guys. It just reminds you of your past and how it was ugly. So I remember saying to my mother, I just said one day, I said, you know, I really wish you wouldn't bring up guys. It makes me, I can't believe I said it because talk about formidable. Like you think I'm tough. My mother would, hey, you sensitive. Shut up. Phenomenal. But she would, I said that, I go, you got to stop. I go, I don't like that. I said, I don't date guys like that anymore, so it makes me feel bad that you say that.
Yeah.
And she never did it again. There's something about even tough women like me and her that you tell us and we fucking remember.
Yeah.
So those non-confrontational people, I mean, it'd be great if you could stop writing the story of like you're the victim and don't like to confront people. It's just like, educate us instead in what hurts.
Yeah.
Like if you said to me, even though we joke a lot, if you said, you know, I know my mom died when I was 6 and I joke about it, but, you know, if you joke about it, it hurts. I'd be like, oh shit. Like I would never forget that again.
Right.
It would never happen again.
Right. But like again, the intent, like you and your mother are like she was just saying it to be like having fun and joking around. But
yeah.
Like, and that's the same thing with you. Like everything you said, that's why none of us, like Bo and Andrew and all of us, like none of us take it because we're like, this is fun. Like this means like whatever. But yeah, the intention is never to hurt someone. Like even if someone like your mother was like you said, you told her once you are her daughter.
I'll never forget it.
She does love you, and you're like, please don't say that. And she was like, good, all right, cool.
And I think it's like being an adult means having those hard conversations.
100%.
And so I think the more this girl grows, she'll be like, well, you're not either yes confrontational or not at all. You're somewhere in between of like educating people how to treat you. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And then if the aunt's still a cunt, you just write her off. Or you say, well, you know what? I guess I can't trust you with my feelings anymore.
Yeah. Or just like, put a little, don't salt the steps next time it snows.
I love that.
Right?
An old people injury, fully advocate for that. We got one more?
We got one more.
Oh, my God. I better like them better than that fat whore.
We'll see. This is James from Manitoba.
Oh, my God. Canada.
What's up with Canada?
I
dude?
love them.
So, dear Lisa, my wife has brought it to my attention that I apologize too much.
Oh, God. I hate that type of person. Sorry, Celia.
that?
You hear that, Celia? Even men do it.
Yeah.
Supposedly straighties like this guy.
Do I reach for the thing? Say something.
Well, then I think that man needs to be my husband, so then we apologize to each other.
Oh, my
all the
God.
time.
And you would be the couple no one wants around.
Exactly.
Oh, babe. No, I'm sorry. No, you're
No,
I'm
you're sorry. You're sorry.
no.
Codependent. Okay, go ahead.
So my wife brought it to my attention. I apologize too much. She says we'll be out to dinner, and if the waiter comes over and I'm not ready to order, I'll say sorry 4 or 5 times, and then it makes the person uncomfortable. I feel like people don't apologize enough.
Oh, God.
Oof.
So he's overcompensating for the world.
Canadians are very nice, though.
They are so nice.
This is a different breed.
Nick, that's the only place I ever played where in an autograph line, they're like, thank you, Miss Lampanelli. Thank you, Miss Lampanelli.
That's insane.
And P.S.,
At a comedy
then
show.
I instituted that elsewhere. I said, it is not Lisa. It's Miss Lampanelli.
You say, thank you, Miss
Then
Lampanelli.
I slapped her face and said, how did you let yourself go, you fat cunt? Go ahead.
But he says he feels like people don't apologize enough and that it's appreciated no matter how many times I say it. What do you think? Yeah, I knew that was
Because
coming.
it becomes meaningless as fuck. All the I'm sorries, they add up to one big, hi, I'm a people pleaser. Hi, like me, like me, like me, like me, like me. Ugh. If you're not, I get saying once to the, you know what, actually, I get saying it to the waiter if they've come back like 3 times in a half hour. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry,
yeah,
we talk a lot. There's this one restaurant that me and my friend go to in Madison, Connecticut. It's a beautiful rich people town. No, we go there once every couple of weeks and have dinner for 5 hours. They know that.
Oh, cool.
They know now not to even ask us what we want until an hour in because they know we're not even going to have looked at the menu yet. But if you're not in a place where they know that and they're coming back and just trying to do their job, I get after like the 3rd time being like, oh, I'm sorry, man. We're a little different. We talk a lot first and we'll give you a signal. But the weird people pleasy manipulative I'm sorry's just sound a little cloying and they lose meaning.
I don't love it.
I don't
bothers
either.
me. I mean, honestly, it's like when a woman does it, I'm like,
It's low
all right,
self-esteem-y.
It's not great. But when a guy does it, I really hate it.
Yeah. Well, because women, we can almost understand it, how, with the patriarchy, we've been conditioned to be apologetic in
That's right,
general.
dude.
But shut up. You're such a non-bro.
I know.
And so we kind of get it. But with men, you go, wow, that poor guy. Let's see what's inside that vault.
Yeah. It's
You
a
know?
lot. If I could put a little bow on it, this is something I think about all the time. Since I've met Lisa, so since I've met you, you've been very upfront about your emotions and been very direct and things like that. And, I've been to therapy and worked on myself, and I've found that it, in a way, and I know these people are in their heads and they're overthinking things, but being more direct just overall for me in any regard, whether it's apologizing or anything else, has made me feel more relaxed and freer than ever probably in my life.
Wow.
So that was one thing that just came to me that I was like, I need to say this because I would have avoided everything at all costs or been like, it's their fault. I'm just guarding the shit out of my emotions all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think being direct about it and just being honest about your feelings, no matter what the situation, no matter who it's with. There are situations maybe like with the old aunt, you're like, whatever, she's 80.
Yeah.
Let her have
She'll
her
be
thing.
dead soon.
It's fine, right?
Yeah.
I get it. But I think overall being able to address it and apologize and being okay with the outcome of it too, because I think a lot of it, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of it comes with like wanting to be liked.
Oh yeah.
And like I want to apologize. No, we're okay, right? Everyone likes, we're cool.
Yeah.
And it's once you stop caring about that. I mean, you're not walking around being an asshole to people,
right?
But you're just being direct and relaying your emotions. And to me, I know personally, it's been super freeing and been very relaxing. And I haven't had those freak out moments of holding on to stuff as much.
Yeah. And I think too, first of all, that landed for me that I've changed your life and you would have died without me. So thank you for saying that. I'm not sorry. No, but I the whole thing about wanting to be liked is such a manipulative thing. Because and again, this is not saying, the waiter's meaningless. He's not. But like, why do you care so much if he likes you? Clearly that's childhood stuff. Clearly it's like mommy and daddy have to like me. Now everybody has to like me. You know what I mean? So we get it. It's all deep internal work. But it's manipulating the world to make you feel better. And sometimes it's sitting with the uncomfortable stuff. Like, oh my God, he's coming in for the third time. I can't put myself beneath him by apologizing. I have no growth if I'm not uncomfortable, because no growth comes without discomfort.
Yeah.
I mean, the few weeks ago that I told someone they hurt my feelings, she's definitely pulled back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've noticed the lack of the texts or the very brief text and the little time, as we say in the psychology business day, less contact. And I'm like, interesting. So even sometimes doing the right thing of saying that hurt my feelings will make that wrong person pull back. So if people pleasing was my intention, it sure didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that truthfulness. I don't think you can go wrong with the truth, obviously not harsh and saying shitty things but saying that hurt.
Yeah.
It'll land on the right person.
Right. One of the things I think about all the time is, and this is like a few years ago, when we would go to the diner, if we would sit in a certain area and if there was a table that was being really loud or whatever, and you were like, let's move. We don't need to sit here.
Yeah, and wasn't mean or anything.
I'm like, at that time, I was like, no. I was like, well, no, we could just stay. It's fine. They'll probably be leaving soon.
Yeah.
Well, and now 100% I would do that.
Of course. Well, because we're not being like, it's worse to sit and give them a bad energy of like looking at them because they're loud or like shushing them and we didn't even get up in a huff.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, why don't we go over there? It's cool. And it's just taking care of you first. Maybe that's the whole point.
Yeah.
What would make you feel best to do in the moment of, I could either apologize or I could hold this thing in because I know it's better for that person's growth. Whatever makes you feel better. Yeah. But understand you're not going to grow if you keep caretaking.
Yeah, I would err on the side of just get it out there. I mean, if you're just being sincere and just having a conversation with someone, if they can't handle it, then...
I mean, have you ever apologized for something and the person has absolutely no idea what you're talking about? It is the best because you realize what an idiot you were for overthinking it. I remember, years ago, when I was like 13, I got a pair of tap shoes for like some show.
Amazing.
And my dad, I don't even know why, because we joked around a lot, but he's a soft-spoken guy. I took the tap shoe and I like hit him on the arm with it, like just bink. And I didn't think it would hurt. And he goes, ow. Like, I guess it really like hit the wrong spot. 30 fucking years in therapy, I was always somehow came around to, I feel terrible. Oh my God, I hurt my father. I hurt him physically. Oh my God, what do I do? And one trick finally goes to me, why don't you just like apologize? I'm like, well, what a novel idea. Yeah. I go up to my dad. I'm like 40-something years old. And I go, Dad, I've been torturing myself about this. I'm really sorry. When I was 13, I hit you with a tap shoe in the arm. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I go,
he's like, was he 80 at the time?
Yeah, 70s? No, 70-something. He's like, I hit you in the arm and you went, ow. And he goes, I don't remember that. And honestly, at his funeral, part of the eulogy was my dad did not hold on to those things.
Yeah.
My dad, it was like always he would hold on to the good and then the bad kind of like was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So it hurt me more to hold on to it. So all I could say is go hit an elderly person in the arm.
We're about to do that right now.
To me?
No, on the street.
Say you're
Not to you.
You hurt my feelings. Well, our third segment is always Lisa's fuck up of the week. You would think I fucked up enough that I tortured a small child in one of my classes and made fun of him and then never apologized and kind of skirted the issue. But this actually isn't a fuck up that I did this week. I was just thinking of other times I've had sorry moments, but this one I absolutely felt bad about. So I was in the city a few months ago, and I was going to see a much lauded Broadway show, something that inarguably has great reviews because I read the New York Times, mister. I know what's going on the boards. I follow everything going on the Great White Way, and I said, hot diggity, I'm going to see Elf. So I went to see Elf, and I was online at the Hershey store because, God forbid, I would kill time outside waiting in a line. What am I, a farmer? So I was killing time with my little friend Trevor, who's 12, and I treat to these things so he'll take care of me when I'm elderly. And I was online, and a woman, she said, what are you going to see? As New Yorkers do. And I said, why I'm going to see Elf. And she goes, oh, I heard it's great. And I said, yes. And of course, I have to be like braggy. So I was like, yes, I saw the original production on Broadway 5 years ago, and it was so good. And I just can't wait for this new one. And we're going backstage and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there at the time was a show on Broadway, and I will mention its name because I don't care because it's long gone, that got possibly the worst reviews in years. And it was called Tammy Faye, the Musical. And it was written by Elton John, and it certainly answered the question, is he going deaf and blind? Because it was just much maligned, terrible, terrible show. Inarguably the worst show in many years.
Interesting.
So I said to her, what are you going to see? And she said, Tammy Faye. And I literally couldn't hide it. I just go, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it wasn't even a thought. I just go, sorry. And then the look on her face, and I go, but... And she goes, no, I know it's got terrible reviews, but we just go to see everything. And she points at her other Yenta friend who she goes to see everything with. And I hated them instantly because like, you have somebody to go see everything with and I don't? Bitch! Oh, and I said, I'm not sorry. I hope you have a terrible day. Hot diggity do. We're going to see Elf. But the sorry I blurted out, I like later on, I was like, did I make her feel bad for making this choice? Well, if you're so stupid that you're going to go see something that the reviews are out there, lady. Yeah. I'm not the one who's hurting your feelings that much, but I did feel it was a bit of a fuck up on my behalf.
Maybe a little bit.
Well, because it was blurty. It wasn't thought. It wasn't like, let me think of how to make fun of her. It was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Is seeing Tammy Faye on Broadway like the equivalent of someone who's like, oh my God, I watched The Housewives on TV?
No, because it was, I hate reality TV. I think it's just dumbed down America a lot and given us license to be disgusting.
Yeah.
But no, it's like seeing a very badly reviewed movie.
Okay.
But paying about 5 times the amount. You know what I mean?
Because I didn't know if that's the version of like, I know plenty of very smart, cool people who are like, well, The Housewives are like mine. That's my like dumb show I like to watch.
No.
Like,
yeah, so it's not a guilty pleasure show. No, it was it was supposed to be something that was a huge hit.
Yeah.
They shot for excellent and got dog shit emoji with like the eggplant stuck in it so that they had dick in an ass shit. Yeah, I should have said that to her. Oh my God, I heard it's like an eggplant dick in an ass shit. I think I was nice
been
to
like,
say.
What?
Right. So I think with that one, I didn't torture myself as much because it was involuntary. If it's like someone, like when you step on someone's, or when somebody steps on your foot and you say sorry, like we've all done that.
Yeah.
It's almost involuntary. We know it's not right. Why am I apologizing for being stepped on? But it's still okay. Like we blurt things all the time. It's fine.
It happens.
And I think the look on my face was just like, oh, I fucked up. I go, but I'm sure it'll be. And she goes, no, I know it's going to suck.
Or maybe that lady saw that show, got out of there and goes, that blue-haired lady knew what the fuck she was talking about.
Or she said, I don't know what that blue-haired cunt was talking about. This was great.
Or that.
But I have that thing, too, where, like, if she came out of that show and said that, I couldn't like her. I'm really prejudiced when it comes to bad taste. Yeah. I'm not saying I have the greatest taste, but I at least know sort of a bar. Like I'll forgive. I have 2 friends who are really into reality TV. They know better than to discuss it with me. They know I'm disgusted by it. I don't think it's good for the world or the country. I think it's terrible. It teaches people to behave badly. If the housewives get away with it, so can I. It's not harmless. So they know not to talk about it. But we have a taste level that's similar. So they never will mention a horribly bad movie and I have to hate them. We have a friend, Bo, who sometimes he'll mention a horribly bad movie. And I'm like, I kind of have to hate you a little. Not enough to break up the friendship, but I don't have you to. Do you have no discernment? Do you have no taste at all?
Yeah.
That's why there's some shows I will not tell my friends to watch because if they don't like it, they're dead to me.
Yeah. I've actually told Bo to watch a few movies, and he'll text me back and be like, "This kind of sucks, dude."
Yeah, he's an idiot.
And the movie's like one of the ones that I love, and this is so
Tell
dumb.
me, it's okay.
Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, it's good.
I loved it.
It's a
I
good
don't know
movie.
Why. Bo was watching. He's like, "This is ridiculous." I go, "Of course it's ridiculous.
It's a fantasy. You
It's
dumb
fucking Brad
white
Pitt and Tom Cruise as
motherfucker.
vampires in the 1800s."
Yeah, it wasn't supposed.
Nuts.
They weren't going for realism. Yeah,
I know.
so
It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I would have hated her more, and she would have deserved not just a sorry, but like a big slap.
You're like a stabbing.
Yeah, and I'd be
Light
like,
stabbing.
"We were Elf. I'm going to kill you now." Right?
Bring Tammy Faye back, dude.
No. Oh my God. Okay. So we're all in agreement that on the cunt scale of the 0 to cunt, it was maybe a little cringe.
Yeah.
But full blown cunt would have been like, "Sorry, you're going to see that piece of shit," and then
Yeah.
do like a bunch of roast jokes about it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been good.
See, I've had the benefit of having you as a friend, so like everything I've gone to see, I know is going to be good.
Yeah, you
And,
have no
like,
choice.
But like now, there's a part of me that's like, I want to see what bad looks like.
I don't think you do.
Really?
Because especially for that kind of money.
Well, yeah. Well, I would have to be like a lottery ticket or some shit. Like
Yeah,
some
yeah. We'll tell you
free-
some badly reviewed stuff and you can go.
I just like
but
want
again,
to
this
see how
isn't.
bad it could be. I
But
don't
also,
know.
it's not even a snobby thing because my taste level, hey, I don't understand opera. I don't understand jazz. Like, there's a lot of things I'm not smart enough to get,
Right.
but I just know it's never. I have two friends who are in the entertainment business that I'll call when I don't like either a TV show or a play.
Yeah.
And I'll go,
Me and Bo.
"Ooh, no, these guys are smart. And
Oh,
I'll go,
okay.
"Why do I hate such and such?" And I'll name the movie or whatever. And they'll go, "Oh, because you don't like ... Or they'll say, "Oh, because it's just inarguably shitty."
Yeah.
So I don't have the taste level they have, but I also kind of think I have some discernment.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you know you're not gorgeous,
Yeah.
but you know what ugly is.
Amen.
And like, my father always, the women he idolized, he thought, and of course, they're probably the two most beautiful women who ever lived, Audrey Hepburn and Grace Kelly. So I never looked like either, but boy, did I know that they sure look better
standard.
than most.
Yeah.
So I can judge that without being that, Like my off-Broadway show could have closed early, gotten a bad review, whatever. Just because I can't make it doesn't mean I don't know it when I see it.
Right.
Hibbity hobbity ho. Ooh, she sure does. Yes, sister, yes.
Now we're talking like we're from
Ain't nobody got
Celia's
time
home
for that.
state. Yeah.
I know. Sorry, I'm from New Orleans too. Sorry.
Oh.
I am not. Yeah, I hate when people do that too. We have to do an episode on people who are way over-identify with like saying things correctly.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like Van Gogh instead of Van Gogh,
Is that
or they'll
really
be like,
how it's pronounced, by the way?
no, it's like that was in that movie Manhattan, that Woody Allen movie, and she's the pretentious lady's going Van Gogh, and like, no, I have to
Shut
instantly hate you. Or they tell you, how would you say New Orleans if you're from there?
New Orleans.
No, well, you're a human, but don't they go Nolans?
Oh, like Nolans.
Yeah, do they do that?
No.
White people do that.
I mean, like weird people do it.
I think it's. I say like let the black people say it the way they want because like
they're
they're
cool as
Cajun
fuck,
and they
dude.
fucking are allowed.
they're
But
cool.
stop being white and trying to say things like that.
Nolans.
Yeah, I don't like all that.
You'll never catch me doing that, saying that.
We better not, or else guess what you owe us? An apology.
Never.
My grandmother, who was from Queens, used to go to New Orleans all the time, and she would call it New Orleans. Like she would pronounce every.
Well, I like that. She's being
New
sincere.
Orleans. I love it there, and
Yeah,
I'm like, that's.
But you know who else is kind of dopes as Italians? Because we'll go
worst.
Manero, Monaco.
Regut.
The guy at the restaurant, the diner, isn't going to know to say manicotti or point at it.
Yeah.
Like, stop showing off your dumb knowledge. Like, I don't like all that.
Yeah, I feel weird at a restaurant if there's like regut. I can't even say
I always go ricotta.
ricotta. I'm
They
like
say
regut.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't know.
Mozzarella.
I
They
just
all go,
yeah, mutz. I go this
mutz.
thing.
My sister always goes, you want some mutz? I like the soprano Italian where it's just like, yeah, you got the mutz.
You want some mutz toots?
Yeah, oh, we got to go. We're getting that signal from our boss, Celia,
She gives the
saying,
finger.
wrap that shit up,
What a
you
bitch.
two girls have been going on too long. God damn it. I try to trust you, and look what happens.
I have to make a TikTok after this.
Well, this has been great. I don't feel sorry at all to anyone right now. We're hopefully you've learned a little something. Please tune in once again to Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli. I can be found at Lisa Lampanelli on maybe one or two socials. I don't know, and I don't care.
That's right.
And Nick
one
can be
cares.
found somewhere. Where?
At Nick Scopes, baby. Just like the
Yes.
mouthwash.
That's right.
So minty
Ish.
fresh, and I go in your mouth.
Yeah. What?
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 We
No,
gotta
you
go.
don't.
I'm hungry.
Please, everyone, make sure to follow us and listen to us on where? She always writes out what we have to say, and I feel a bit resentful that I have to promote an app that I don't even have.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kidding. Of
Listen
course
to
I
us
have
on-
it. Wait, I'm pulling up on my phone. Boop, 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 boop.
That's Grindr.
boop. Oh, it hung up on me. iHeartRadio app, where are you?
Or
No,
wherever
make
you
sure
get
to
your
listen.
podcasts.
Read the last line because Celia gets in trouble if we don't.
Yeah, you can listen on your iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, you think I'd be able to get my head around saying that?
Yeah.
I just can't promote
Even
something.
if you're from New Orleans.
I just feel I'm being used. I feel like all
We're
the help
spiraling.
they've given us, all the free studio space, and the half-assed engineer we have.
No.
I feel almost like abuse. This is elder
she's so
abuse.
Cute. We love you.
I think he's talking to me, not you, Celia. No, thank you for listening to Shrink This. Listen to us, like we said, on your iHeart app, iHeartRadio app, goddammit, or wherever you get your podcasts. God bless. See you next week or whenever.
Bye.